Hey, it's James from Finney Electrical. On today's video, this is the day in the life of electrician boss. Let's get into this. Right, we've got into York then, so we managed to park next to the riverside. So what a view. So we've got the Minster over there then. We've got the river, and then we're working at that cafe just there then. So it's called Sophie's Cafe. We're fixing a fridge light. But yeah, what a day. Fresh. Let's check out the parking then. So we're in the Esplanade, however you want to say it. Yeah, so for 5 hours it's £18.60. Look at that. That is a bit. If you had to work here for the day. In fact, you can't even. So if you did an 8 hour day, it's £3.70 on top of that. Crazy. So you're paying like 30 quid for the day for parking. Flipping heck. So good job of charging it onto the customer. So I've started doing it now. Just putting the quote in and saying parking to be confirmed, and then just saying right, we'll have to just charge whatever the parking is and add it onto the bill. Because if you're there 1 hour or 2 hours, it's like could be a £5 or £10 difference. So, but yeah, right then, let's get this paid and we'll get in there. Right, I don't want to come back to the van, so we've got testers, we've got a screwdriver. We're going to get the driver, and I've got a little backpack, and we're going to do a bit of work in York whilst we're here, because it's technically an office day, but these wanted this cake fridge fixing. That's a good opportunity because you can only get in after 9. So network this morning, so up at 6:30 for a network meeting till 9, and then we're here for about 10ish. So I'll do this and then get some network done. I'll show you how we do it. So what we had to do then was get in there, then we had to take the cover off. So it was a bit of an interesting one trying to get that cover off. It was a bit hard to get back on as well. I was kind of laying on my side whilst all the customers walking past, which was a bit funny. But yeah, we got it off there and we swapped off the driver. But nothing was labelled on the driver, nothing was labelled on the actual LED plug-in sticks. So I didn't know if it was 24 volt, 12 volt. But yeah, we tried it on 12, didn't work. Tried it on 24, didn't work. Didn't know if it was the LED sticks. So what we had to do was basically take off the existing driver, put the 24 volt driver on, and then we had to chop one of the plugs, like one of the sockets, wire that onto so pos and neg for some 24 volt LED strip, and then stick it on the inside, cross the ceiling and down the other side, and then we had to seal it all in then. So that's what you're looking at there, some 4000K, so it was like the cool white. Yes, the customer was super happy then, so they can see all the cakes in all its glory. And so now we're just doing some kind of business work then. So we've got to get we've got a business meeting next week with my business coach. He's going to say, how many kitchen companies have you got in with, how many of this have you got in with? And we've been that busy, I've not had any time for any office work, actually working on the business. We've just been doing like quotes and bookings and stuff like that on those days. So I'm gonna have to spend today trying to get some business. So let's see how we do it. Yeah, York's that expensive. It's another £5 to park just for an extra hour. So I'm not paying that because I'm Yorkshire. This is a nice view of York. We've got the York Minster ahead. So yeah, that cafe was just on the Lendal Bridge. So if you do want to visit, it's got some awesome little cakes. So I would recommend it. I highly recommend it. There we go. Right then, let's do some office work. Let's not get distracted. Right, so we're doing business generation, so we need to generate more business. We want to get in with companies, which is going to give us continuous work. So if you're going to grow, you need the work. So obviously we need another 40 hours for another engineer. That's how it works. So you kind of do this wave where you get really busy. You're doing like 60-hour weeks. Everyone's like super pressured to get stuff done, to kind of make sure your clients are happy. Sliding away, and then yeah, and they take someone on and it eases off again, and then you got to go again. Obviously whilst you're growing, you got to make sure existing clients are happy, so you got to make sure your lads are doing a good job, check on that. So it's like a quality check thing. At the same time, you're going to get some more business in. So easy or low hanging fruit, if you want to call it. We want to get a fireplace in, and there's a company in York that does fireplaces and kitchens. So I'm going to go in have a chat with the fireplace person, and then have a chat with the kitchen person. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. They obviously want the business for the fireplace, so hopefully that gets me a little in with that company to do some work for them. Right, I'll tell you how we do. Obviously can't film because it's a bit weird. Not too bad. There, we worked at that house, remember, number 2. But yeah, so it went well. Yeah, so the guy that was in there wasn't there for the fireplace, so he's took my number, and the guy that I was supposed to speak, I was going to speak to, I can't speak today. He was out on a walk, but yeah, he just came back as I was chatting to the other guy, and we had a good chat. So he says, yeah, he's up for it. He's seen his work before and knows we're decent and that. So it just means I have to go out to jobs to do the quoting, just because they've got a few old school clients that get a bit put off by doing remote quoting. Most customers are fine with it. But when you're trying to sell a big kitchen, some people want to see like a physical face, which is fair enough. So we're going to go out, now we're in York, we can actually see York customers. Because like one job there was like Ripon, which is good, like 40 minutes up, something like that, half an hour to an hour. But yeah, if you came from Wakefield, it'd be like an hour and a half. So you don't want to travel an hour and a half up, have an hour with them, an hour and a half down, just for a quote. You know what I mean? You'd have to factor that into your price, wouldn't it? You'd have to put 200 quid on just for doing that, you know. So yeah, it's a lot more cost effective for them now we're in New York. So yeah, we go. Hopefully we've got another kitchen company, and Mr. Business Coach will be happy that I've got another one ticked off. But don't count your chickens before they hatch. So we're going to get the first job through the line. So he said like November, December time. That's the pipeline. It's ready for me. So that's all set up. Right, we'll show you the new workflow for, yes, it is a new day. I got whisked away for like a couple of call outs, so it's now Sunday morning and we'll see you tonight. But yeah, we'll show you the system before then and do a little outro. But yeah, this is the new workflow. So before it was all on a big spreadsheet. It was a bit hard to manage really. So obviously we had the name of the people trying to contact, all the details. It was like a business name, a contact name, address, email, contact number, something like that. Then we just had like a notes section where we just write down all the details of the conversation. But that was getting quite full when you're trying to push things and people down the line to then hopefully get some work out of them. So what I've ended up doing is creating another ServiceMate account then. So this is ServiceMate. So this is the CRM software we use. So essentially we just set up one customer and then bow them down the road. So let's say William H. Brown. So all I've done is just taking that list then. This is all public information. So William H. Brown, Morley Leeds, that's the address, that's the contact number. This is Stephen Forrester, whoever that is. And then we just keep all the notes down here, so it's a lot easier to see. So I spoke to Amy in Morley branch. She says we need to speak to Stephen Forrester in Wakefield branch, who deals with the letting side of William H. Brown. That's the number and that's the date then. So that's how we've been keeping track of it. Once we've made that call, we'll grab that and we'll input that into, I have office days Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I've not done this yet. To be fair, office days, I haven't had enough time recently. I haven't been having them Tuesdays and Thursdays, but let's say the 4th, which is when this guy wants us to call. We can just drag that in, and we'll just drag it in for like little half an hour slots. We've got half an hour to have a conversation and push that job down the road. So instead of 8 AM, we'll have 7:30. This could be me, and then a little half an hour slot. Save booking. Once they're uploaded, once you come onto that day, you just obviously click on your calendar. Right, I'm going to speak to this customer, get them pushed down the road, and then hopefully when it does turn into a job, then all we'll do is just turn these people from quote, which is me trying to have a chat with them and get the opportunity to quote for them. But then once we get the first job through, and we don't need to kind of keep track of them, and it gets put into the main service mate, once put it's complete. That means we've won the customer and they're really happy with us, and there we go, that's how that works. So I thought that was quite a clever way of keeping track of stuff. Plus it means we can set up other people in this. Let's say we want some sales staff, the sales staff could do the exact same thing. So if they had a full block from 8 up, I don't know, it's beeping at me, going from 8 all the way up to like 12, half an hour lunch, and then half 12 all the way up to half 4, you can have a lot of slots there, and they just click on it, they can see exactly what's been said, and then they can call them and try and push it down the road as well. Makes it super easy. So you could just use a spreadsheet idea, and it won't this is like 30 quid a month or something, but I thought it's nice and slick. You can look back, you can search for stuff. So let's say, oh, I can't remember what that customer called. Let's just type in kitchens Morley, or you might remember the first name or whatever. But yeah, you can literally just type in that box and it'll pop it up. See, I've got that search function there. Then there's the folders then. So here's the folders. We'll go back to the William H. Brown example, put that back to quote. We could say, let's have a look. So we've got customers to contact, so we could drag them into there for that date, just so we know we've got to contact them. So that'll appear over here now. And then let's say we didn't get in touch with them, drop that into there then. So this is they didn't get in touch with them. So if you're doing your day, you didn't get in touch with them, you can just pop it back in there, and then towards the end of the day you could try again. But yeah, if you don't get through to them, you just drag it into the next slot you're working on the sales side. What's this one? This one is touch point setup. Making sure you've set up a contact with them, set up a meeting, something like that. And then I've got one called smooth sailing. That means you're kind of in with them, you got the rapport going, and you just wait for them for the first jobs to come through. It just means it's kind of like stage 3, if you want to call it. The final one then is obviously that you've got work off them and you can put them in complete. But there we go. But yeah, you could also use this as not just sales. You could leave it in work order mode, which changes it blue, and then that could be like a customer returning. So you could use this as customer returning, and then just do touch points every month just to see how things are going, making sure they're happy with the service, anything they could change. You could put stuff in the notes, so you could use it as a customer returning software. Retention, you could use it as customer retention as well. So there we go. So we've got a sales application to this and a retention application to this. So there we go. We've done the fridge this early on in the video. We've talked a bit about business, and then we just showed you how we can use ServiceMate to actually run sales and customer retention. So if you want to learn more about this, feel free to contact me on Instagram. So my VA Sharon, she actually does ServiceMate setups for businesses. So if you want to use it to run your business, then great. Or if you want to just use the software just to run sales separate, because it'll get quite messy if you try to do both. That's why I've split them out. But yeah, feel free to get in touch. There we go then, a lot of talking. So it's a talking video today and a cool cafe video. It's autumn, all the leaves were coming down on the river. It looked absolutely beautiful, didn't it? So hopefully you enjoy this kind of content. If you have, then hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the little bell notification so you know when we next upload. So as always, have a good one from me, and we'll see you on the next one.